Hi, in this video I wanted to show you another good example of a use case for the data transfer modifier. So this is not involving normals this time, but in fact it's going to help us to model our shape. So right here I have a hairpin model which is going to be 3D printed for a friend, and they asked if I could taper this edge right here, so having it thin right here and having it come out tapering up until it hits the base and flattening out there, which makes sense. That's quite bulky. So this is the method I thought to do that, and I thought it would be interesting to share. So here we go. So first off, I have a Solidify modifier on this. So there it is without the Solidify modifier, and my wireframe looks like this, so very dense. So to model this or to sculpt it or something would be, that could be quite difficult. But this method should, I hope it comes useful for anyone watching this. So we have the Solidify modifier on. We can control the Solidify modifier with Vertex Groups, and we're going to use Data Transfer modifier to help us get good, accurate Vertex Groups. So first off is I created a plane like this, very simple mesh, and all we have to do is create a Vertex Group right here, and assign a value of 1 to the bottom, so where we want it to affect the most, and then where we want it to affect the least. So 0 and 1, and everything in between, we're going to project those onto our mesh. So there's our base mesh, that will be, or our fixed mesh, or I don't know, whatever mesh. Now let's put a data transfer modifier on, and stick it on the top before the Solidify modifier. And we want to select our source object. And next we want to hit vertex data, and we don't want nearest vertex. What that's going to do is it's going to look at whatever nearest vertex on the source object. It's going to grab that value. So it's going to either be 1 or 0. So all these are going to be 1, and all this on this half closest to this one are going to be 0. That's not what we want. We want to change this to project face interpolated. So that's going to, we can read it right here, copy from interpolated values of vertices from point on closest face hit by normal projection. That's exactly what we want. Just whatever value along the face is closest to the vertex on our base object, we want those values to be projected onto those vertices. So we're going to hit projected face interpolated, and then we want to make sure we hit vertex groups. We're trying to copy over the vertex group right here. If we hit apply now, we expect it to do it. If I look in object mode here, we can see that nothing's been done, and we come over here to our vertex groups and nothing's been done there either. And that's because we need to copy the data layers over from the data transfer modifier. So I'm going to undo that and hit generate data layers. And now we have that group there. So with that there now, okay, yep, with that there now, we are ready to go ahead and apply now. So hit apply, and there we can see that, yep, everything looks good. We have red values going up to blue values, so that's perfect. We could be more exact with this if we wanted, like just pulling these up to match the curve of this, but not a big deal. So we'll hide that now. And here, now that we have this vertex group, we'll put that vertex group in our modifier. And by default, it's gonna, it's gonna do the opposite of what we want. So we could just flip this around by hitting this button. And changing the factor is gonna give us a little bit more thickness on the end. So something like that, maybe a little bit less. Something like that. And there you go. So there's another example of how to use the data transfer modifier to help model. I've used this method for when I was doing like a VR hand. I was doing a VR hand, but I took the same like skinned weights. I made my own version and copied the vertex groups and their weights over from an already rigged version, and I just copied those same ones over, and I had to do minimal cleanup because my topology was different. But this has been a super helpful method for me. So I hope it helps someone out there. Thank you for your time. Consider subscribing if you like this stuff. And that's it. So see you in the next video.